Hey, welcome to the NORA Showreel series. My name is Nadia and I'm part of the NORA Advisory Board. I'm joined today by Callum, who is the Business Development Director at Worldpay. Welcome, Callum.
Thanks, Nadia. Thanks. It's good to be here.
Great to be here. Also really excited to hear about Worldpay, so tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, we interestingly enough, are the world's largest payment service provider. We've got a 40-year history, but we're relatively new to Australia. So for those of you that haven't heard about us here, we've been here for around 10 years servicing large brands like Qantas. But in the last 2 years, we're really committing to Australia and we've put a whole lot of people on the ground. And for me, that's really important to service our local customers. It's also a challenge to build up a team, but it's also a lot of fun as well.
Okay, great. So the world's largest payment provider.
That's right.
That sounds like a pretty cool place to be. What are you guys working on at the moment?
Yeah, the world's largest payment provider comes from a very Northern Hemisphere oriented pace. Mm-hmm. We know there's a lot of growth here through APAC and a lot of great customers here in Australia. And so my personal focus is growing our brand and bringing Australian retailers to the world and also bringing some of the world's best practice to Australian retailers as well. Payments are tricky. We try and make it less tricky.
Excellent. And I guess a lot of people have gone online through COVID and we've seen some exponential growth in the industry. What's been happening with Worldpay? What are some challenges you guys have come across since COVID?
I think, interestingly, Australia has done pretty well. A lot of the offshore companies, when people were trying payments online or different kinds of payments, experienced a lot of fraud. We've actually managed that reasonably well as a country, and I think as Australians we're pretty familiar with the digital economy. We are seeing winners and those other retailers who are doing it harder, but where you'd expect there to be gains clearly in furniture, retail, anything around your house, anything I need to spend time on, anything you can do from inside your house that I need to entertain myself with has been going absolutely bananas. Travel, of course, has not. So we have different verticals that we follow and we're seeing different trends there, but they're exactly what you'd expect.
Okay. And so in the world of payments, they can be quite different. And are you guys an acquirer? Are you just a merchant? Or tell me a little bit about the actual technology.
Yeah, great question. In really blunt language, we're both a gateway and an acquirer. And our whole vision is being a single payment platform. And we'll also do everything in between. And so the idea is with us on that single integration to a single platform, we'll get you your gateway services, your acquiring services, but also if you need them, fraud services. It'll get you into different countries, different alternative payment methods, whether that's the wallets, the Alipays, the WePays. And we have local acquiring everywhere in the world, so it'll get you into New Zealand, Singapore, Hong Kong with cheaper rates as well. I think for me, the stepping back from that, apart from all the good toys, you can tell I'm a bit of a payments nerd, is what that gives you as a customer is everything under one roof. It gives you control, but the really powerful piece is that you get under one roof that transaction data, that financial data, and also customer data. And we make that available to you. And when you've got that, you get to get those incremental gains against dodgy transactions, against fraud, but also work out where your best customers are, how to treat them and how to look after them end to end. And so the advantage of not having that disaggregated apart from performance is also around how do I forward project, how do I forecast, and how do I analyse my own business to make sure it's best for my customers.
Okay. And third-party gateways are pretty popular these days, specifically buy now, pay later. Are you guys seeing any sort of integration happening with third-party gateways, or is that?
Yep, we've got a few projects underway. Again, our single integration, as it keeps moving, anything we do in one part of the world, we look to scale globally. And so some of our customers around Klarna and one of our most recent customers with Afterpay, we're very close to, and we work very closely with them to bring their buy now, pay later to the market. We are also, I can't really talk about them today, but working with others as well. Again, the benefit to them to work with us is getting them into a whole bunch of different countries, but that benefit to our other merchants is how closely we work with them and how to make that ease of integration for buy now, pay later. For us, it's just another form of payment.
Yeah. Certainly as a customer that uses online shopping quite frequently, it does become a little bit easier when you don't have to have multiple gateways that you check in and check out of in that experience. So congrats to you guys. What's your niche in the category of payments? What's better than any other payment provider that you guys offer?
We tend to focus where things are complex is my throwaway line. So
which is everywhere in payments, right?
I did say it was tricky.
Okay.
The expectation from us isn't that you'll get an API and there's a rate and see you later, we're never going to talk to you again. If you're operating in multiple jurisdictions, or you have multiple brands, or you want to do something super special with different payment methods, come and talk to us, because what we'll do is unpack it, put it together for you and give it back to you. And then the promise thereafter is not see you later. It's you have a relationship manager who is a senior expert in payments to make sure that you are ahead of the curve. Anything that's new comes in, we'll help you develop that. And again, it's not about putting products in there, it's making sure that those series of products that work together work from beginning to end to make sure your customer experience works well. And also, we're not making people cranky in payments receivables, so that the reconciliation works as well. So it's as clean as possible.
And with a name like Worldpay, anything happening in the Forex space with you guys? Currency becoming a big thing or a focus?
Yeah, so again, one of our strengths, we do have a lot of local acquiring licenses. And if you happen to be operating in a country, great, we can support you. If you happen to have a lot of customers, perhaps in New Zealand, but you don't have an entity there, you know what, we can help you pay in New Zealand dollars. And we've got a range of opportunities that we can do around the way we manage that FX, the foreign exchange for your cardholders. And we've also got a range of opportunities we can do around how we settle and which currencies we settle in as well. So a lot of different ways to cut that. But we are very good at, if you had a bunch of customers for some reason in Tahiti, we could manage that as well. Okay.
And then your solution, the checkout specifically, how are you going with integrating with some of the commerce platforms?
Yep, well, it's always keeping up to speed. I think the latest one that most people will be aware of is Magento have moved to 2.4.4. We're ready to go, right? It keeps moving, and we spend a lot of time both globally with these businesses, technically to make sure our plugins work, that it's an easy integration, but also here on the ground we've got a bunch of partner people to make sure that those conversations are happening where they need to be as well.
Okay, excellent. Well, thanks for your time today. It's always good speaking to a payments geek or a finance geek.
Self-confessed, yeah.
Look forward to seeing what's next with you guys.
Great, thanks Nadia.